Okay, yesterday we started a sugya of kinyanim, and I think I'm going to go over, because today's Gemara is very much, based upon on yesterday. So just to reiterate, kinyanim work in certain ways and in certain places. They don't work. It's not universal. This kinyan's going to by metalslin. This kinyan's going to help for this. This kinyan's going to help for this. It depends. So, for example, Mashicha does not work in Rishus Harabim. Mashicha works in from Rishus, the owner's Rishus to your Rishus, or Simta, the sides of Rishus Harabim, which are Rishus to both of you, right? Would work over there. Masira, the giving over, that works in Rishus Harabim. Hagbah is kind of B'chol Makan. Okay? So the Caleb of a person, right, is the Caleb of a person can be considered his chatzar. The Caleb of a person can be considered his chatzar. So we saw a din yesterday, and I want to see it again. Says the Gemara on Pei Dalit Amid Beis. We'll start from the Gemara again. Ravasi Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Says Ravasi in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Says Ravasi in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Modad v'niach al gabe simta. If the meicher, he goes there, they agree upon a price. They agree upon a price. He measures it. He puts it in his kli. It's in the keli of the meicher, and he v'niach al gabe simta, and he puts it in the simta. Then kana you would be kaina. Now, the only way it's going to work, guys, there's no hagbah, there's no mashicha, the only hechatimtza would be chatzar. The only hechatimtza would be chatzar. So, some way we have to say that the ratzin of the meicher, by putting it down in the simta, he was mevatel his kli to the lakeach, or else how can it be kaina? So, again, it's the kli of the meicher in a simta, and the chiddush of Ravasi is it's now Ravasi is saying in the Rabbi Yochanan that it works. Amalei Rav Zera, Amalei Rav Zera Ravasi, Shema lo shama Rebbe ella b'moidei l'tok kupaso. Maybe what, right? He heard this din that it's kind of a simta where it was in the keli of his kupa, meaning the kupa of the loikeach, and therefore the chatzah works because it's the kupa of the loikeach, not the meicher. So in other words, he's disagreeing with him because again, that's a huge chiddush what Ravasi said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. So Amalei, so Rav Asi's reply to Reb Zera was, Dami Haimir Rabbanon Kidlei Gami in Shishmaisa, like you never learned before. You have to tell me that what? That if it's in the Kalev Lekeach Besimti Yakaina, what's the Chiddush? There don't seem to be a Chiddush. It's a Chatzah. It should work. Kibbel Minei like Kibbel Minei. Fred the Gemara was Reb Asi Makabel, Reb Zera Makabel from Reb Asi or not? Was he Makabel or was he not Makabel? That's the question. Okay. Tashma, the Rabbi Yanai, Rebbe, says Rabbi Yanai in the name of Rebbe. Now, how does this help us? How does this help us? Because Rashbam says Rabbi Yanai was Rabbi Yochanan's Rebbe. Rabbi Yanai was Rabbi Yochanan's Rebbe. So we could assume what Rabbi Yanai held, that Rabbi Yochanan also held that way. So what did Rabbi Yanai say? Chotza Shutfin, which is, guys, Chotza Shutfin and Simta are similar. Because you both have a right to be there, correct? Right? Chotz of Shutfin and a Simta both have equal rights there. Koinin zemizeh. My lav al gabe karka must be that on gabe karka like Ravasi. Loi litoch kupasai. Right? It's speaking ma mitoch kupasai. Hachanami mistaber that it's speaking mitoch kupasai, the kli of the lekeach. Dam Rab Yaakov Amar Rabbi Yochanan modad v'niach al gabe simta loi kana. If your mother v'niach gabe simta loikana, so now apparently you have a contradiction between Rav Asi said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan and Rav Yaakov said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. That you're telling me one says you put the kli on the simta yokaina, one says you're not kaina. Koshna adadi elalav shmamina kan b'moedel toch kupasai. When are you kaina? Mitoch kupasai kan b'moedel al gabe karka, where it's you putting it on the kli of the meicher on the ground. Shmami know that he did not go ahead and be makabel. Guys, Shmami know he wasn't makabel. That Reb Zera was not makabel that Rav Asi's din. Because we have Reb Yaakov saying that he was only dafka the kli of the meicher. Only dafka the kli of the meicher. Okay. The Gemara now pursues it. The Gemara pursues it weiter. Says the Gemara, Toshma, Modad v'loy moshach. What did our Mishnah say? If they agreed on a price, and he was not Moshach, he didn't make a kinyan, loikana. So Moshach, and he did make a kinyan, right? He's not kaina. If you do Mashicha, you don't make a kinyan, you're not kaina. Okay, says the Gemara. Now look at Rashbam, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines from the bottom. Modaf loy mashach loy kana. Again, the moicha measured off the payroy, so whatever you're selling, he then went ahead and we put it down. There was no mashicha. You're not kaina. About kochach b'moda v'niach l'gabe karka. He must be. He put it down. The ibi toich kupasoi kashel kuloi. Because if it's speaking, guys, outside, the keli of the lekeach in the simta. If you tell me it's not kaina, no one said that. No one said that. We had one saying that we had Rav Asid's use chiddush that I feel the kli of the moich is kaina. We had Rav Yanai saying the kli of the kupasai is kaina. Correct? And Rabbi was saying it's kaina. So if this memra, guys, look at our Mishnah. What does the Mishnah say? Our Mishnah. Moshach v'loy modad kana. Next case, modad v'loy moshach loy kana. So if you're telling me it's speaking that put it in the kli of the lekeach, why would you not be kaina? The kli of lekeach would be a schotza. So obviously it's got to be that he put it down, right? It got to be that it's the kli of the moicher, and you're saying that what the lekeach did nothing. He didn't do mashicha. He doesn't have chotza. It's a symptom. Why should he be kaina? Good. So that's what Rashbam tells us. Very good. Now back in the Gemara. So obviously that prat of the Mishnah speaking, that again, very medayik, guys. That part of the Mishnah must be speaking. It's still in the kli of the moicher, because it was the kli of the lekeach. Everyone would hold your kaina. Guys, you with me? Because they did medida and they agreed on a price, and he put the kli down. It's not havamina. Ravasi says it's a maskana. Ravasi said it's a maskana, though, right? Again, you'd be right if they didn't agree upon a price, right? But they agreed upon a price. They did a medida. So here it is. And so there's a svara to say to havamina that even though it's the kli of lekeach, since it's in the simta, it's bottled to the simta, and therefore what? If they use lashon al gabi karka, right? You didn't put it on the karka.
But the chutzner of the mocher.
What?
But the kli was the lekeach, and it was the chutz of the mocher. Would that be konen?
What? No, I mean, well, we'll see. Now, says the Gemara Vaita. So, my love besimta loy b'shus rabim. It's speaking b'shus rabim. In other words, besimta you will be kaina, but it's the kli moicher in the b'shus rabim, and he didn't do a mashicha. Mashicha went up b'shus rabim. Ihachi ema reisha moshach v'loy modad kana. Guys, look back in the Mishnah. Now you got two cases. Moshach v'loy modad kana. Next case, modav v'loy moshach loy kana. So on clause B, it's speaking b'shus rabim. That means clause A is also speaking b'shus rabim, right? So let's read this. Tell me if this is correct. Moshach in b'shus rabim v'loy modad, and he doesn't mention kana. Guys. Mashiach is not kind of b'shus rabim. Mashiach is not kind of b'shus rabim. So if you tell me clause B is speaking b'shus rabim, clause A also must be speaking b'shus rabim. Good. It's afraid the Gemara kasha. If you're telling me ihachi, if you tell me it's speaking b'shus rabim, ema reisha, the first case, mashach v'loy madad kana, mashach v'loy madad yikaina. Mishfei the Gemara Mashiach b'shus rabim mikanya. Is Mashiach kind of b'shus rabim? I've abaye v'rav adamit travayu. Mesira kind of b'shus rabim ubechatza shein shal shneihem. Mashiach kind of besimta ubechatza she shal shneihem. V'agba kind of b'chol makom. So l'chayr you got a kasha. You're telling me if you go ahead and you modad v'loy moshach, you're telling me what? That you are not kaina, and the reason you're not kaina is because it's speaking of Shus Rabim. Then the first case where you do you modad, you are kaina, where you do mashicha, you are kaina. Why are you kaina if it's Shus Rabim? It doesn't work. And for the Gemara, my moshach diktani, my moshach nami diktani mishus Rabim l'simta. You know, you did the Mashiach, but where did you do? You schlepped it from the Rishus Rabim into the Simta. So you brought it into your Rishus. So here's the way you read the Mishnah. Back to the Mishnah. Hamach compares to Chaveroi, Mashach, you did Mashiach from Rishus Rabim into the Simta, V'lei Modad Kaina. Modad in Rishus Rabim, V'lei Mashach, you didn't do Mashiach, Loi Kana. Of course, it never is in the Rishus of the Lekeach, of course, it's still in the Kli of the Meicher. That's the Pshat in the Mishnah. Fred the Gemara back by us, Ihachi Ema Seifa, case number 3. If if he's a smart guy, Seicher es mekayman, just go rent the space. Good. Guys, look back in the Mishnah. This is clause 3. This is clause 3. And what are we speaking about? Rishus Rabin, right? We want to be the symmetry of the Mishnah. It should all be speaking the same case. Fred the Gemara back by us. Rishus Rabin, 2 lines from the bottom. Miman Ogar. Who are you renting it from? And for the Gemara, Haki Kamar. Im Rishus Bailim he. Im Hayipikeach Seiches Mekayma. You're talking not speaking Rishus Rabin. It's speaking if it's the Rishus of what? Of the Bailim, then if you go ahead and Moicha rent the place. So the answer to your question, Harold, you would not be Kleina the Kli of the Moicha. You'd have to go ahead and rent the space. Good. So now comes out the Mishnah's Modna, right? The first 2 cases speaking with Rishus Rabim, the last and the second case is speaking with Yishlef from Rishus Rabim to a Simta, and the first case is speaking about Rishus Rabal. 3 different mitziases, right? Usually there's a symmetry to the Mishnah. So clause 2 is Rishus Rabim. Clause 1 is you're schlepping it from Rishus Rabim to the Simta, and clause 3 is speaking of Rishus Bailim. That's not the usual way the Mishnah goes. So this is addressed by the Rashbam, 2 lines from the bottom. Hachikama, Vim Rishus Bailim. The Haidik Tani, that clause number 3, Vim Hoyi Pikeach, Miltzabapei Navshehi. It's a separate, independent thing. It's not dependent on clause 1 or 2. Lashmi'inon, the Yesh Makayim Shem Yiyah Pikeach. It's such a possibility. If you're a smart guy, you can go ahead and do it. And the Mishnah is telling us the laws of Kinyan. The Mashiach Kaina Uschirus Makam Kabba Gabi Pishtan. In other words, it's not so schwer to say it's speaking in different mitziases, because the whole point of the Mishnah is to tell me the parsha of Kinyanim. So it's very geschmack. The parsha of Kinyan works this way, and this way. Beautiful. But it's not schwer on Rav Asi. Again, we began to share Rav Asi's memra that the kli of the Meicha is kind of besimta. We haven't slugged it up yet. So we all should be holding well. Rav and Shmuel, the Amir Travayu, they're both of the opinion, Rav and Shmuel. Caleb shel Adam, koin aloi b'chol makom chutz mishus harabim. The kli of a person, the kli of loikeach, can be koina. If you go ahead and you set a price, then whatever rishus you're in, with the exception of rishus harabim, it would work. It would work. Okay, that's if you set a price. But look at the Rashbam of 3 lines down. If you didn't go ahead and say it should be koina stam, it means in a baya the loyifshita whether the kli of the leikeach in rishus meicha is koina or not. But here we're speaking about where the person says, "I want my kli to be koina," and it is. Okay, that's the opinion of Rav and Shmuel. However, Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Shimon and Lakish got the heavy hitters, guys. You got the two big ones in Bavel. Now you're getting the 2 big ones in Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Ben Lakish Tamid Shavayu Afilu b'Shus Harabim, even b'Shus Harabim, it's koina. Rav Papa and Lepliki Kan b'Shus Harabim. Where Rabbi Yochanan where they say that it's not koina, that's b'Shus Harabim. Kan b'Simta, and where they say that Afilu b'Shus Harabim, it means b'Simta. But my korle b'Shus Harabim, shem b'Shus Hayachid. It's not b'Shus Hayachid. So again, everyone holds that mamish b'Shus Harabim itself is not koina. If you're clear of lekeach as b'Shus Harabim, it's not koina. When Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish said it's speaking about a simta. Why is it a simta? Because it's not b'Shus Hayachid. So we're calling it b'Shus Harabim. Hachanami mistabra Amar Avo, guys, important. Amar Avo, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Caleb shel Adam kain le b'chol makom sheyesh le rishus lanichai. Right, a caleb of a person is kain in any place where he has permission to put it down. Yesh le rishus in, ein le rishus loy. So rishus harabim, you don't have rishus to put it down, it doesn't work. Simta, where you have rishus to put it down, it does work. So there is no machlokes. There is no machlokes, guys, and it's a very, very shmamina, very good. It's very svaridic. It's very svaridic. Again, what is a kinyan? A kinyan is a transfer of bilis. And depending on the object, they have different kinyanim depending on that object. Again, we went through the sugya of kesef, machlokes, Reish Lakish, and Rabbi Yochanan, metaltalin, and we're dealing with the sugya of metaltalin. Now, if your kli is going to work, it can work mitaris chatzar. Mitaris chatzar has to be that if you put it in Rishus Harabim, there's no chatzar. It's not yours. It's not your jurisdiction. It's not going to work. If you put it in the Rishus Leikeach, if it's the kli of the Leikeach, of course that works. Rishus Moich, the kli of a Moicher, that already is the machlokes between Rav Asi and Rav Zera and Rav Yaakov and Rav Yanai. That's the machlokes. Okay, guys, we're gonna now. Gemara is gonna have a very, very difficult brisa. Very difficult brisa. I'm going to. The question is, you know what? Sometimes they bring in a difficult brisa, and there's one line of the brisa that's the question, and there's the one line of the brisa that's the question. So I think it behooves us to. I made a chart. I sent it out. You have it from last time? That's impressive. Okay, I have it from last time. We'll go through the chart, and then we'll go ahead on and figure this out. Okay, and we'll see the kasha. Okay. You're scared. You're scared you're gonna get beeped. It's that was crazy. Okay, the Gemara is going to say that there's 4 midas in a mechira. Now, there's the midah she'ena shel shneihem. It doesn't belong the place that right. That means no midah means just this is the words of Rashi. Midah. The Rashbam quotes Rashi. Midah she'ena shel shneihem. A measurement. Not midah doesn't mean a measurement. It means like I don't know how to type it right off the top of my head. It means what Yiddish? What? Azach. Characteristic. Okay. So the first one is it doesn't belong to either one of them. It belongs to one of them. It's Rishus Moicha or Rishus Mufkodim, or it's a third party, or Rishus Leikeach. So the first two, right? The first doesn't belong to anyone. The second one belongs to one of them. The third one is Rishus Moicha, and the fourth one is Rishus Leikeach, and Moicha Rishus Mufkodim. Now, the place where it doesn't belong to any of them, this is the way it's going to work out, is Rishus Rabim, and the measurement of one of them is also speaking in Rishus Rabim, and the other place, Rishus Moicha, is obviously Rishus Moicha, and Rishus Leikeach is speaking about the Rishus Leikeach. That's speaking of Rishus Leikeach. Good? Now, what's the din? So here's where you have to help come. If you're a midah that doesn't belong to either one of them, it doesn't belong to the Moicher, and it doesn't belong to the Leikeach. So he's filling up the measurement. He's filling up the cup. As long as the cup is not full, the deal is not finished, it belongs to the Moicher. So ad shaloi nismala, until it's full, Moicher. The peiris are in the shus of the Moicher. Mishin ismala, once it's filled up, then what? Then it's Leikeach. Once it's filled up, then it belongs to the Leikeach. Guys, got it? You good? Again, until it's finished, okay. Mishin ismala, once it's full, it's Leikeach. This is not where our question is going to come from. Okay. The next case, you have a midah shel echad mehem, and if the midah is that of the moicher, it belongs to the moicher. So what's the din? Rishon, it says Rishon kana, that each one that goes in Yekaina. So meaning the moicher, kelev shel moicher b'shus harabim or b'simta is not kaina. The kela of, again, it's the kli of the moicher. There's two possibilities. One is the midah of the moicher. It's the kli of the moicher. Two, it's the kli of the leikeach. So if it's the kli of the moicher, even in the simta, you're not kaina. That's not like Ravasi. The midah of leikeach, the kelev shel leikeach is kaina, even b'shus harabim. This is the kasha, guys. From this number 2, you see the midah of leikeach. You said it's not kaina b'chol makayim. Rabbi Vo said, guys, back in the Gemara for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th line. Kelev shel kaina le b'chol makayim sheyesh le rishus lanichai. Yesh le rishus in, ein le rishus loi. Over here, you have the kli of leikeach in the rishus harabim, and it's being kaina. You don't have rishus to put it in rishus harabim. You don't have rishus to put it there, guys. That's the kasha from number 2. From number 2, we're going to continue on. In other words, at the end of the Gemara, it's going to say Katani Mias. It's going to bring this case in number 2. Good. So you got the kasha already. Next, you have it's the rishus of the moicher. He's not kaina. This makes sense. The leikeach's not kaina till he picks it up or takes it out as a rishus, or the moicher, or yikabel yiskars mekaima, until he goes ahead and he rents him a spot. One, if it's the kalim of the leikeach in the rishus moicher, it's not kaina in moicher's rishus. It's not kaina even if you're paisik damim, right? It's not going to be kaina. Even if it's the kalim of leikeach, it won't be kaina in the rishus of the moicher.
Until you do this.
Yeah. Rishus lekeach. Okay, once the meicher agrees to it, Yekaina, the kel shel meicher, the skabel karka shel lekeach. Okay, so the kasha is going to be what from that case. Okay, so now let's go ahead, and now that we have the chart, we have a little idea what's going on. We'll see you're a little mixed up. We'll see the Gemara, and it'll be much clearer. And again, the kasha is going to be from case number 2. Shma Toshma. Arba midas b'moichrim. You have 4 midas b'moichrim. The Rashbam brings Rashi, guys. If you look, let's do it quickly. Where the lines get medium wide, 3 lines down. The first word on the line is Mahin Arba midas. What are these 4 midas? You have it. Where the lines are medium wide, not the really big ones. The medium wide. 3 lines down. Umahin Arba midas. Dalit chalukim shel dinim shechalukim zemizeh. These are dinim that are different from each other. Ve'eluhein. Here's number 1. Mida sheina shel shneihem. Guys, you know what? I'm going to bring the chart out so you'll see it in front of you. Good. I'm going to bring the chart out. If you have yours, great. So the first one is Mida sheina shel shneihem b'shus harabim b'chatz sheina shel shneihem. Look at the chart right across the board there. Right. Daminan ba achlein nismalehem mida l'moiche mishismalehem mida loikeach hari achas. That's one. Good. That's across the board, correct? You fill it, didn't fill it, boom. Next. Mida shalach mehem, rishon kaina, harishtayim. There you go. Number 2. Rishon kaina, and the question is going to be from number 2. Rishus lekeach, miyad kishikibul meiche, kaina. Hari gimel. That's I put it number 4. He has it as number 3. Meiche, rishus nifgad, kamafarish din hagba, v'hoitze b'kolich. This is number 4. It's in the number 3 spot over there. Masasi li b'divrei Rabbeini zikni, that guy's mamchav stands for menuchas kvoidi. Fellas, you ever see that? Menuchas kvoidi, right? That's that acronym. Menuchas kvoidi. So now this is that's what we just read. Okay, now back in the Gemara. So you all set up. That's speaking b'midah shen shneim. If the measurement belongs to a third party, if it belongs to one of them, then rishon kaina. If it belongs to the meicher, it's the meicher. It belongs to the lekeach. And that's the kasha, guys. You see the kelim of lekeach could be kodim b'shus harabim. I just gave it to you. Number 3. That's on the chart. Number 3, loikana achayek bien. You gotta lift it up. Oh, yachayek tzien mishusla until you take it out. Mishus lekeach. Number 4, kimin shekibel leha meiche kana lekeach. Once they agrees, he's kaina. Mishus halah hamufki, that we put a third party, a shlish. That's gonna have the din of the meicher, guys. That's number 3. It's gonna have the din of the meicher. Number 3 in the first column. Number 3 mufkadim in the first column. Baruch. Mishus halay mufkadim etzloi loikana. Till he agrees to it, until he rents the space. Okay, that's the chart. That's the apples now. Kitani miha. Nonetheless, you learned in the second case, guys. In the second case, where the kli belonged to one of them, it belonged to the kli of lekeach, and it's in Rishus Harabim. What did you say? It's kaina. But you, Rabbi Avo, said in the Rabbi Yochanan that the keli of lekeach b'shus harabim, since you don't have permission to put in that b'shus harabim, you're not kaina. But we have a brisa saying you are kaina. Guys, that's the whole share. There it is, right there. That case. One more time. Says Rabbi Avo in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, if you don't have rishus to put something there, even though it's your chutzner, it doesn't work. If I have my kli and I put it down Rishus Harabim, it's not kaina. But we have a brisa that says you are kaina, right? That's the second case. This case over here. It's speaking Rishus Harabim. It says that if you put the kli of lekeach, the kli of lekeach is kaina, even Rishus Harabim. That's your kasha.
I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't. You can't put yourself in Rishus Harabim. It's not Poiskin Baby saying the go for number saying and Sech the Baba Kama Dafov where you had just to go ahead and throw your garbage out in the winter. You can't put it that you know what that's called? You put yourself in Rishus Harabim? Say it louder. It's called a bar. Arba Avos Nesikin, it's called a bar. Guys, you good? What? But okay, we're good. We're good. Katani miyas b'shus rabim chad shein shneihem amid beis. My love b'shus rabim. Right. Let's see Rashbam. Hapashbam. Va'afilu katani idim hoisa mida shel echad mehem. Rishon koina. Almov kelev shel lekeach b'shus rabim. We see the kli of the lekeach b'shus rabim koina. Because leman the amar chutz b'shus rabim. Ulebavo am Rabbi Yochanan. That's the kasha. Says the Gemara, it's not speaking about Rishus Rabbim. We're going to switch that around. My love Rishus Rabbim, Mamish Loi, Simta. Read the Gemara, Vadumya, the Chatzah, Shein Shel Shneim, Katani. You compare it to Chatzah, that's not both of them. Says the Gemara, my Chatzah, Shein Shel Shneim, Nami. You know, a Simta is Chatzah that doesn't belong to both of them. Why? The Loi, the High, Kula, the Loi, the High, Kula. Elit Shavayu, it's both. In other words, I can look at a Simta as we both have a jurisdiction. I can look at it as Simta that we need to have jurisdiction. But if we need to have jurisdiction, then in other words, we don't have complete, but we have some rights there. Right? So, but as Shusarab Meinachinami, you would not be koina. So on the chart, fellas, we're answering up on the chart, we're answering that this is Mitzias is not speaking of Shusarabim. It's speaking in column 2, line B, right? Line B, column 2, it's not speaking of Shus Rabim, it's speaking mad in a simta. And a simta, of course, the Kelim of Lekeach, everyone would agree the Kelim of Lekeach is kind of in a simta. Everyone's agreed that Kelim of Lekeach would be kind of a simta. Okay, Geshmak. Now, this was all predicated upon they made a deal, the Kelim of Lekeach is kind of where you say you want it to be kind of. But throughout Shas, we've had this Shaila a few times, and it remains in a Bayad Lo Yivshata. And what's the Abaya? A very famous Abaya. Boy mine Rav Sheshes me Rav Huna, Caleb shel lekeach b'shus moicha, kon lekeach oloi. The kalim of the koina, the one who's acquiring it, but it's in the reshus of the seller. Are you koina or not? What are the two studying to the shaila, guys? Let's see Rashi. Rashbam, 4 lines down. Caleb shel lekeach b'shus moicher, going pasak. You came up with a price and he put it in the mida. The mida means here means the kli of the lekeach. Or he measured out the kli of the meicher in his own. And he threw it into the kelim of the lekeach. So it's in the kli of the lekeach in the house of the meicher. What's the svara? Will view it as if he put it in the Rishus L'Lekeach. View my Kli as an extension of myself. View Chatzah if he works mitam Shlichus, or he works mitam Yad, whatever the lumdis is, my Kli has a din of a movable Chatzah. And the Adarabah, and it's Mishtamer, I'm watching it. It's a Chatzah Shemishtameres, I'm watching it. So let's view it, even though it's in the Rishus of the Meicher, it works. That's the tzad that it should be kaina. Or loikana, the rishus ikka, v'akli batal gabe rishus. What's the main thing is where you are, and the kli will be batal to where you are. So good, it's my kli, but since it's the rishus of the moicher, the kli has a din of the moicher. It's not considered mine. It's like you put it down; it never left the rishus of the moicher. And what's a kinyan? It's going from the rishus of the moicher to the rishus of the lekeach. So those are the two studying to the shaila. Is it a chatzar and it's kaina, or it's bottled to the place, and therefore it's not. And this remains in a bayad shita, and we had a Masechta Gittin twice. We brought it up, Caleb Shalei and we slugged it up. Okay, so now the Gemara is going to bring in something we're familiar with. Now we know that in order for a woman to be divorced, it says v'chasav l'sefer krisus v'noslam biyada. Does it have to be in her yad? Chatzera, shliach chatzera, you know that you can put it in, give it to a shliach l'kabbalah, you can put it in a chatzah, you can put it in different places, and she's divorced. Good. So here's the case. Says the Gemara, let's be patient the shaila. Clear lekeach.
Let's say that lekeach is holding on to kli as he's doing it. So it's like I'm steadying it and he's pouring it and I'm holding it.
So it's not on the ground. Right. So you say, so that might be hakbah then. That might be hakbah. Hakbah is kohen b'chol makom. In other words, the lumdus that you're working out is since it's off the ground, it's not buttled to the ground. It's not buttled to the ground, so maybe that might be hagbohesh. If he lifts it up for, he would have to lift. Yeah, you have to lift it afterwards. Okay, now Amalei. So Rav Huna answered Rav Sheshes. Tinisua, you learned the answer to it. Zarku lola toicheka. A guy threw a get to his wife and it landed in her lap. Oila toich kalasa or in her basket. Harizum gureshes. Now, l'chayra, where is she sitting? In her husband's jurisdiction. And nonetheless, we see that what the kolsa is a kli, her basket's a kli. So let's be kaina, let's be paishit. That kli lokeach is kaina. Just like she's divorced, guys. Just like she's divorced, if the get lands in her basket, who adin that what that who adin that she should the kinyan should also work. Amalei Rav Nachman said. Rav Nachman, my time of pashadatul lemahi. Why do you pick this Gemara in Gittin? The machalei mea uchli beuchla. They pounded it 100 times with an uchla. An uchla is a weight. In other words, you tried this once. We slugged it up many times, and now we're going to go through the slugger. Okay. First of all, Dam Rabbi Yudah Shmuel. Bahusha Haisa Kalsa Tuliyaba. This is your case. The Kalsa was what? It was suspended. So therefore, it's simultag ba, my teretz. It's simultag ba. Look at the Rashbam. The Tuluya ba, Harizu Tuli Kolsa. So what does it say? Tuluya ba, the Eina Nigras Bekarka, the like Kana la Kolsa, the Domi lahag ulakach, Kana la Kolasa, Kolsa, the Domi lahag ba, Shekana Bechal Makim, Tuluya ba, Hainu Kishura Betuluya. So therefore, that would answer your question very nicely. Next, so that's one. In other words, so that you couldn't be paishet then, because it's not on the ground. Next, another teretz. It's lying between her legs on the ground, and he's not makbid over there, even if it's not tied to her. He did this for a living, so he's mevatel all the places. He's not makbid at all. So the bottom line is, so the bottom line is my time to Yochanan. So he's not makbid. So therefore, it's like he gave her the rishus. So the bottom line is, said Rav Nachman, why do you pick this as a way to be paishet? After all, there's so many ways to get out that has nothing to do with the kalim of lekeach, guys. All right, it's either hagbah or the guy's not makbid. He gives it, or he gave over the rishus, and it's like. Of course, it's like she rented the place. Of course, if she rents the place, that's not a shaila. That's the clear of lekeach and the rishus of lekeach. So therefore, Rav Nachman said, "Why are you bringing get as a means of being placed in the shaila? Been there, done that, and slugged it up. Been there, done that, we slugged it up. So that can't be a way of being placed in a shaila. Ella pashat la meha from here. Rishus meicha leikana. Why did the Brisa say in Rishus meicha, guys? This is the long-winded Brisa, guys. This is case number 4. Case number 3. Case number 3. B'shus moiche, right? What does it say? Laikana, look at the chart. Laikana ad sheyagbia, until you lift it up, or oitzim erishus. So let's be poishit that what? That it doesn't work. Let's be poishit that what? That it doesn't work. Says the Gemara. My love b'kelav. It's speaking the clear of lekeach, and therefore you see b'poishit it's not kaina. Loi b'kelav the meicher. U'mederesha b'kelav the meicher. Seifanami b'kelav the meicher. Okay, therefore in the brisa, let's be consistent. Ema seifa. What does it say in the seifa? B'shus lekeach. Kima shekibel love meicher kana lekeach. Once the meicher agrees to it, the lekeach is kaina. If you of the meicher, am I kaina? All right. If it's still, guys, case number 4. Case number 4. If you're telling me, in this case, it's speaking where it's the kalim of the meicher. Why are you kaina? Why are you kaina? Klisha meicher nisbatel kakesh lekeach. Why are you kaina? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So l'chayra, why are you kaina? That's the problem. Why are you kaina? It doesn't make any sense. So Again, if we want to be consistent in the symmetry in the brisa, it doesn't make any sense. Aim is safe, but just like keach, him skill meicha kana. Be bekel the meicha my kana. Safe for us and lekel the keach. Now the safe is speaking the keach the keach. So notice we're gonna case number line number 2 meicha is clear the meicha. Line number 3 is the keach the keach. Umay paska stama de milsa be meicha mani de meicha in the house of the meicha. Who's keach marit? The keach the meicha shchichi. Be lekeach in the house lekeach money lekeach shchichi. It's the mana of the kelim that is sheichu. So therefore, we weren't paisha the shaila. We're in the middle of a shaila, whether the kelim of lekeach can be kind of meicha, and we weren't paisha the shaila yet. And we'll continue with this space Hashem tomorrow.